I'm Helga from Helga's Pennsylvania Cooking. Today I'm going to jump in on a cast iron Wednesday, and I believe February's cast iron Wednesday was to do whole dinner. Well, I'm going to do it in one pan in my Lodge cast iron, and we're going to combine a bunch of favorites all in one dish, and it's basically a one-shot deal, and I'm going to show you what goes into it. So this is going to combine some favorites here. I have some scalloped potatoes, shredded cabbage, onions, cheese, milk, flour, butter, and some kielbasa loaf, sliced really thin. And I'm going to layer that into a casserole. So it's sort of like scalloped cabbage, scalloped potatoes, kielbasa all in one place. But it's a good way to use up some leftover potatoes and stuff that I had, and like I said, it's a one-pot dinner. You can't beat that. So let's get to it. And the first thing I'm going to do is I preheated the cast iron skillet in the oven, and I have the oven set at 375 to bake this. And then I'm just going to coat the inside of the pre-warmed skillet. This is actually frozen butter that I got out, but I want to coat the sides and the bottom good. Butter and milk is what's going to make this nice and creamy. I'm not going to overdo it on the cheese. It's going to be heavy enough, but it is a good one-stop shop. So now we're going to layer in our first layer, and that's going to be the potatoes. Goes on the bottom. And of course, if they're done in a scallop fashion, they'll cook a lot more quickly, nice and thin and even. Okay. And I'm going to take some onions. Just sprinkle them across like this. Then some cabbage, shredded cabbage. Just make an even light layer. And then I'm going to take some flour and just sprinkle that in. And some seasoning. This is garlic and pepper and a little bit more onion and some cocoa nibs and then thin slices of our kielbasa loaf. Like that. And I'm going to add some pats of butter. Okay, now another layer of potatoes. And more onion. Then we're going to add more flour. Sprinkle a layer on. The rest of my cabbage. And we're just going to spread that out evenly. Bunch more butter. And more of the kielbasa loaf. And just a little bit more flour and salt and pepper across the top. And now I'm taking warm milk, and we're going to fill the pan up with the warm milk. This is a big skillet, so it's going to take probably about 6 cups. I have our milk on. Now I'm going to sprinkle some cheese across the top. And some breadcrumbs. For a little crunch. I'm going to put that in the oven at 375 for at least an hour. It's going to take a little bit to bake through. And our casserole is out of the oven. You know what comes next. So it's out of the oven, and this is what it looks like. Sort of like a pie. Potato and cabbage and kielbasa. You could use ring bologna, garlic bologna, ham. Any of those will work for this. So let's give it a taste. Still hot. Oh man. It's like haluski and scalloped potatoes and everything all in one. See there? So that's my one skillet meal for February. Cast Iron Wednesday was started by Native Tears and Shovelhead 8. And I'm going to try and get back in the groove of some Cast Iron Wednesdays, everybody. Plus, it's Meatless Fridays now. We're in the season of Lent, so I'll be doing more of those again. So that's my one pot cast iron dish dinner. Kielbasa and cabbage and potatoes and everything good in the cool region.